Scores is very hard to predict, but in this video we are going to make it look very easy and simple. All you just have to do is to grab your popcorn, watch and pay close attention. Don't skip any part so that you don't get confused along the line. Right, welcome back to Better Slab TV, where we test football betting strategies and show you guys exactly what works. Right, so if you're a smart bettor, go ahead and subscribe, and most importantly you turn on all bell notifications so that when I drop any amazing video just like the one you are watching right now, YouTube will notify you instantly. Right, so if you have done that, don't forget to give me a like and comment correct score on the comment section. All right, so first of all, we're going to look at today's video as correct score. Of course, one of my bro here requested for a video for correct score. That's why I'm responding today with this particular awesome video. And in the most interesting part of this particular video is that it is not only about correct score, it covers both correct scores, both home win and both away win, and both over scores and under market as well. All right, so that's why you have to pay close attention, follow this video step by step process, and you are going to learn all of these things. Right, so when you are able to get what the market is talking about, or what the market is saying, or where the market links towards the scores, you can now know if the market is actually going to give you over or under. That's what we are going to explain in this particular video. Right, so what we have, bookmakers. The first topic we're going to talk about is the bookmakers average odds. Right, so the next one is we have to rank the odds. Right, and the last one is we have to make our final prediction, which is our main goal. Right, so to get the particular correct scores. Right, and the most interesting part is that we are going to use live match. Right, so we are going to use match that we played today. Right, so that you don't look like we are using old matches. And what I do is that I test strategies and I see strategies that works, I bring them out here for us to see. And the whole idea is to make sure that we don't donate our money recklessly to bookmakers. We can use it to better our decision making. All right, so that's the main reason why I bring these strategies. Right, so that we don't start donating our hard-earned money to bookmakers. All right, and that's why you have to pay close attention if you don't want to donate your money to bookmakers much. Right, so now our main focus is going to be on the home and away. Right, so that's going to be our main focus. Now our main focus is going to be on 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1 and 3-2. Right, same thing with away: 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. And we'll now go over to draw. We have draw 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, and we can as well add 3-3. Right, so let's add 3-3. Add 3-3. Now I'm going to explain, and I'm also going to show you how we are going to get this done. Now the main reason why we are going for 1-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, and where we have other markets out there. All right, so that the main reason we are going to focus on this market is that now, for the fact that we are going to compare bookmakers, we are going to compare experts. Right, so they are experts and they are bookmakers. We are going to compare them. For the fact that we are going to compare them, now they sit down and analyze the matches and do all their predictions, and this is where they normally get all their correct predictions, from this range from 1-0 to 3-2. Right, so that's why they normally get all their predictions. Then when they start going up, that's where the market becomes noisy, and that particular angle, you are not going to get value in that area. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. If you are getting what I'm saying, let me know in the comment section. All right, so that's why we'll focus on this area. All right, so now let's get the main video started. All right, so our main focus is bookmakers average odds, ranking and prediction. So let's get the video started. Right, so I go to my Google Chrome as usual. So other mobile flash score. Right, mobile flash score. So go to tomorrow. Then today is going to be we're going to be using Brazil and Japan. right? So we're going to be using Brazil and Japan game, right? So you click here. So if you don't know how to get to these bookmakers, I will attach the video I explain how to get it alongside this particular video, right? So we'll click on Brazil, and it's taking us, this is actually taking us to where the market is, right? So what we need to get this video done, right? So guys, I want to beg you for something, right? So you just have to like, share, right? Because that's the only way you can encourage me, right? So if you like, share, I'll be motivated to do more research and bring what works for all of us to see. All right, and don't forget that this particular strategy I'm sharing with you is the only way you can see it on YouTube, right? You can't see it anywhere else aside from Betos Lab TV, right? That's the only way you can see it on YouTube, right? So that's why it will interest you to like, share, and refer your friends, right? And also let me know your request of your video, the one you want me to do next, and I will do a research and bring that out for you to see. Right, so that's why I'm here. That's what we represent in Betos Lab TV. So of course we are analyzing odds, so we'll go to odd. Now if you ask me a question between odd and statistics, the one I would normally want to pick between odd and statistics. Now I want to pick odd simply because of, before bookmakers come out to give their odds, I have told you guys this before, they have done a lot of deep analysis about the match before they come to do their odds. So all I just have to do is to do odd comparison, right? So if I get my odd comparison right, I'm actually going to get value in that particular game, right? So we'll go all the way down to correct score. So that's why I want to prefer to pick odds over statistics, right? Now I told you guys that we are going to look at home win and away win, right? I know the market is very much crowded, right? So the market is very much crowded, so but I'm going to try to explain it very well so that in such a way that you will understand it. All right, so in this market, to get the average odd of all these bookmakers, so we're going to get our calculator ready, right? So let's have calculator. I'm going to get our calculator ready. Okay, calculator is ready. Now all we just have to do is we are going to plus 6.00, which is the bookmaker 1s bet. That's the odd he gave for 10 correct score. So plus 6, another 6.10 plus 00 again, then plus 6.20 plus 7.00. Now the total is 25.2. Now we are going to divide it across 4 bookmakers, right? Now you divide by 4. Now you have 6.3, right? Which is you have 6.3 as the average odd for this, right? So this is the average odd for this 6.3, right? So now this is just what you have to do. You go over to do it for 10, you go ahead and do it for 620, you do it for 21, 30, 31, right? So because I've already done my own and I don't want this video to be very long, right? So that's where I'll have to go over to this particular place and show you, right? So now let's fill out my own here, right? So I'm going to fill out my own here. Remember, after getting the odds, after getting the average, we'll go over to ranking, right? So I'm going to fill out my own. Has 6.28 here. Then here I have 7.73. Let's go. We need to go. Then here I have 8.60. 30. I have a 13.50. 31. I have 31, I have a 14.69. 32, I have a 29.75. Now we're done with home, and we're switching over to away. Right, so same thing, same procedure. Now you have 01, I have 12.13. now 02, I have 27.25. right, now 21, I have 16.25. sorry, this supposed to be like this, right? Supposed to be 0 1 0 2, so that for some persons that will not understand it very well, right? So this is supposed to be 1 1 2 0 0 3 1 3 2 and 3, right? So sorry for the error. Okay, so we have 03. So our average for 03 is 89.75. now we have 31. Our average for 31 or 13 is 54.25. now the last there is 23. Our average for 23 is 56.75. right, now we'll go over to 00 draw. Our average for 00 draw is 7.05. our average for 11 is 9.45. for 22 we'll have 17.50. for 33 we'll have 90.25. right, so now we have done the most important part of this particular market, right? So I know it's a bit stressful to start doing all of this calculation and all of that, but don't worry, even if you don't want to do this calculation, I'll also show you another way you can as well use AI to calculate this, right? It will be a bit easier for you, right? So if you use AI to calculate it, and it will be easier for you as well. So we have done the calculation, and the next thing is to do the odd ranking. That's the next thing. So that's where our main focus is, to do the odd ranking. So now, to do the odd ranking, what is odd ranking simply means is to select where you have the lowest average to the highest average, right? The lowest average to the highest average. Now let's go. All right, now I'm done with my ranking. So I'm done with my ranking, and this is the scores that were ranked. Right, now let's see the ranking. This is the lowest order. Is I ranked from lowest to highest. Right, so that is exactly what we rank from lowest to highest. Now if you get to you see the order, we have 6 7 7 8 9 12 13 14 16 17 and 27. Right, so when it gets to this 27, that is exactly where the market jumped. Right, so that's where the market jumped. So where the market jump is where the market stops trusting the remaining scores. Right, so now this one is actually called market clusters. Right, so these market clusters, and this is where the scoreline clusters. Right, so that's where the value is where the scoreline clusters, also known as the market clusters. Right, so how did I get to this place? Now how I got to this place, that after getting the average, and the next thing you rank, so you rank from the lowest to highest. Right, so once you are done ranking, what you just have to do is to look for where the market jumped. Right, so as I was after my ranking, so what did I have to do? I have to pick my calculator and look at this 2 to have 2 to be 17. Right, so now if you look at the gap between these scores, you see that 6 7 1 7 8, from here to here is just 1 point something. Right, so here is also 1 point something, here is all 2 or 2 point something, and here is 1 point something, and here is also 1 point something, here is also 2 or 2 point something, here is 1 point something, and when it gets to this place it jumped. Right, so how did I notice that it jumped? Now I used that 27.25 and minus 17.50. right, so have 9.75. Now it jumped from here. Right, since it jumped from here, so I now know that this is where the market cluster is. Right, so this is where the score lines is. Right, so now if I want to check if the home team is very much solid in winning this game, because you know I told you that overs is also represented, home is also represented, and correct score is also represented as well. Right, so if I want to check if the home team is more dominant in this particular cluster, so what do I have to do? I just have to check the score lines for the home team. Right, the home 1-0 draw, 2-0, this will have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Right, so we'll have 11 market cluster for here, or 11 score line. So out of the 11 score line, the home team came like 1 2 3 4 5. Right, 5. This shows you that this particular market, the home team are not dominant. Right, so they are not dominant, anything can happen, and I swear the away team is also represented. Right, so now this is the score lines. Right, so this is where the score lines is. Anything from here can happen, and as well it can also go either ways. You know, football is very much you cannot predict it. Right, so now if you want to know how to derive the final score from here, all you just have to do is to subscribe and turn on all the notification, because I'm still doing a little research about that, and once that is settled, I'll come back to show us. So what I promised is to show you guys how to use AI to do the calculation if you are not ready to do the calculation manually. All right, so all you just have to do is to go over to your Chrome and search for ChatGPT. Right, so ChatGPT. So after that, then you go over to the score lines. Right, so you go over to the score line. Now let me remove this, because if I don't put this, ChatGPT will start misbehaving. Right, so let me remove this as well. I need to clear all these averages. Right, I need to clear all of them. We're done with them, dropping it. Right, so if you have not tried it and it worked, believe me, I'll not come here to drop it. Right, so I copy all the score lines. Right, so now paste it and the ChatGPT. Alright, now we'll have to give it a command. Right, so you work with command. Now the command we are going to give it is calculate the average bookmaker odds for home and away correct scores of. Right, so this is the scores that is represented. Right, now you come down and say and rank them from lowest to highest. Alright, so after the ranking, and this, what you just have to do now, after this, what you just have to do is to go over to this place where you have the correct score market. Right, so copy all the odds, copy all the markets from here. You just copy all of them, then go over to here and paste it. Right, so you click on send prompt and it will actually do the dirty work for you. And after doing the dirty work, you can use your hand to filter it. Right, see the ranking and see where the market jumped, right, before making your decision. And let me see you again in our next video. Don't forget, keep winning.